Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today is the day. We have so much information to go over regarding Modern Warfare 2. We now have the beta dates, we have a teaser of one of the multiplayer maps. They're talking about Call of Duty Next, which is going to be era-defining according to Activision, so let's just go ahead and jump into all of it here in this video. The beta, like the leaks and rumors were suggesting, is actually going to be in September. The official multiplayer reveal will be on September 15th, and then one day later, the beta is going to start for PlayStation fans. Of course, PlayStation exclusivity is still here, and we still have to deal with that. So September 16th and 17th, early access on the PlayStation for the beta. Then the 18th, 19th, and 20th will be an open beta, also for PlayStation. Kinda sucks. Weekend 2, however, is going to be for basically everybody. September 22nd and 23rd, then 24th and 25th. You'll have early access if you pre-order on the Xbox and PC, and then PlayStation, of course, will still have it, and then it's going to be an open beta for 3 days at the very end of September for all platforms. So if you pre-order, you can play the beta. If you have a PlayStation, you can play the beta. Guess who still has only a PS4 and probably can't participate? This guy. I don't know. I'm not buying a PS5 for a beta. You can't make me. So there you have it. We have all the dates for the beta right there. But you may be wondering about this Call of Duty Next, right? I mentioned that. What exactly is that going to be? Well, if you think YouTubers kind of like overhype things and oversell things, let me tell you about Activision and Call of Duty Next. So right from their official blog post, the announcement at COD Champs revealed the forthcoming Call of Duty Next. What's next? This is an era-defining franchise event showcasing the immediate future of Call of Duty, broadcast on September 15th, 2022, presented by Infinity Ward and featuring robust information drops detailing innovations, live gameplay, and a whole lot more. Expect to learn the following: what the immediate future of Call of Duty will look like, including many more details regarding Modern Warfare 2, information about the next Call of Duty Warzone, and more on the mobile version of Call of Duty Warzone, also known as Project Aurora. We'll have a full Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer reveal, a multitude of your favorite streamers at the event playing the games in real time, and then redacted information and surprises. Note, if you missed the opportunity to obtain a code during Champs, be sure to keep an eye out for more opportunities to receive early access beta code drops. So there you go. Call of Duty Next. They're basically just taking like the idea of a reveal, like every year that they do this, but they're talking it's going to be so much bigger apparently this time around. It's going to be much more grandiose. It's going to have all your favorite live streamers there. We're going to learn all about the game, all the information, all the news, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm here for it, man. I'm excited for it. It sucks it's over a month away, and I hope that in the time leading up to Call of Duty Next, that we aren't just sitting here in a barren wasteland of like news and information and stuff like that, because once COD Champs are over, like who's going to be talking about COD? Like what's there going to be to do in COD? You know, what's there to do? We have Vanguard. Who's playing Vanguard? We want the next game already. So hopefully they give us a lot of information between now and the official Call of Duty Next reveal on September 15th. Then of course, if you have a PlayStation, the beta launches the very next day. You can get your hands on the game. I personally still don't know what I'm going to do to like actually get access to that. Like I could bust out the old PS4. Game's gonna run like shit, and therefore it's like, it's so hard to like, mind you, this is not like a PS4 Pro, right? I have like a day one PS4 from way back in the day. The thing barely ran the last couple of Call of Duty games. No idea if it's going to be able to run Modern Warfare 2 or how that's going to work. Like, it might be an issue, but I'll do my best to be able to get the content out to you guys and play the game, because obviously, like, not only am I a YouTuber that wants to cover all the news and information, but I want to actually, like, I'm a COD fan, I want to play the game, I want to get in there, I want to get a feel for the game, I want to be able to give my feedback and things like that. Hell, if you guys remember, during the last Modern Warfare game, it was actually me, like, look up the news articles, it was me who ended up finding the references to supply drops right there in the beta, and all the news articles that were covering it, they credited me for it, and they're like, wait a minute, was this fake? Did you fake this? Because you're kind of sketchy when it comes to, like, hating Activision, so did you pretend this was in there? I'm like, no, it's there. Here's the official footage, and also, here's some stuff from the game files, guys. They were going to put supply drops into Modern Warfare, but they decided against it last second, so there you have it. So, obviously, I want to get my hands on the beta, I want to play the game, I need to do that, I just have to figure out between now and September 15th how I'm actually going to go about that, but yeah, we finally have all this information, the beta's been confirmed, the multiplayer reveal has been confirmed, we have the dates, we have the times, we have the details, and we even have this map walkthrough right here, which I've been showing you a bit throughout the entirety of this video. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. People are wondering, like, is it gonna be a good map? You know, for me, it's all about theme. If a Call of Duty map has a fun theme, you think back to, like, you know, Grind in Black Ops 2, Rush in Black Ops 2, Splash in Black Ops 4, like, really fun themed maps are cool, right? That makes the game more interesting as compared to generic rubble-filled town, you know, or random Russian village B, you know, like, I like fun maps. Obviously, if every single map were like that, then it would kind of lose a bit of the flavor and a bit of the fun. They're definitely going to, you know, put in a bunch of maps that are going to be a bit more grounded in reality. We're gonna have a bunch of those Russian towns, I'm sure. We're gonna have a bunch of villages and things like that. But having stuff like a Grand Prix, for crying out loud, that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool theme for a map, and I can't wait to see what else Infinity Ward is cooking up, because this is going to be a 2-year game. Like, everything we know about the game so far seems to suggest, you know, they can't just launch us with 8 multiplayer maps. It doesn't work that way, man. We got to have 16 minimum at launch like we had with Vanguard. Hopefully they're more memorable than Vanguard. I did a video on that recently. Lots of people can't even name most of the maps in Vanguard, so hopefully Modern Warfare's maps will be a bit more distinct and a bit more memorable, and hopefully the content is just there, man. Hopefully they are just nose to the grindstone right now, making sure the launch of the game is as good as possible, because first impressions are important. You can have a game be good at launch and then have kind of like subpar post-launch content, and it'll be a bit better of a situation than having a shitty game at launch that has good support post-launch. If we look back at Call of Duty World War II, that was a game that had a lot of problems at launch. The headquarters didn't work, the division system was completely busted, they had to completely overhaul it, and for a lot of people, they stopped playing the game because of how bad it was during the launch. Even though, in my opinion, after that big multiplayer overhaul, Call of Duty World War II was a fantastic game. It was so good. But lots of people didn't experience it because they still had that sour taste in their mouth from the launch of the game. The launch is important here, Infinity Ward, Activision, anyone. Like, the launch is the most crucial point. Get it right this time, because you guys haven't got it right in a very long time. But of course, with how much they're hyping up Call of Duty Next and everything else, hopefully they have a lot of good information for us, and hopefully this is a sign of awesome things to come for the Call of Duty franchise. This is Call of Duty Next. It's Call of Duty 2.0, as they're calling it. They're hyping this up, man. They're hyping it up, and, you know, I'm going into this, as I always do, cautiously optimistic. I'm not going to go in there saying it's going to be the best game ever like some people do, because we don't know enough about the game. I'm not going to say it's going to suck either, because they can always make changes. The one final note I want to make before we wrap up the video here today, the beta is in late September. The actual launch, 1 month later, late October. Is that going to be enough time to actually make changes based on that player feedback? We don't know. I mean, they haven't really done a great job of that in the past. Sometimes they make lots of changes based on that player feedback. Call of Duty World War II and Black Ops 4 are good examples of that. Other times, they give you the quote-unquote beta like 1 week before the official launch of the game, and we're like, dude, you just have to accept at this point that these are just demos. These aren't betas. They're not actually gathering feedback or anything like that. Any feedback they may get in a beta that is so close to the launch of the game may be considered for like a yearly update, like once like the new year starts, a couple months after the launch of the game. Like, it's not good. That does concern me. It really does. On one point, I know I'm like getting all like flustered right here, but on one hand, having a beta so close to launch means that it's going to be hopefully a much more complete beta, and it's going to definitely give us a bit more insight as to like the vision that Infinity Ward has for the game, and hopefully things are just going to work and actually, you know, feel good. It's going to be what they want the game to be. On the other hand, like I said, if it's only 1 month between the beta and the full launch of the game, if there's a bunch of problems, if their vision isn't like completely cohesive and isn't really going together all that well, and the players are nitpicking it and we're trying to like get the game fixed before launch, they only have a month to do so. And if it requires any kind of like big overhaul or like big changes, then there's not really that much time to do that, and then the launch of the game is going to suffer as a result, which I just covered. The launch is the most important part of the Call of Duty life cycle, so we'll have to wait and see how things are going to play out, guys. Definitely going to be a very interesting time period as a Call of Duty fan. We're entering unprecedented times. Like I talked about in yesterday's video, the game is going to cost more. It's going to have paid DLC in 2023. It's the only game for 2 years. Like, lots of like unprecedented things are happening with this game. Man, like if I'm Activision, if I'm Infinity Ward, I'm nervous. But as a fan, as a content creator, I'm excited for all the stuff that's going to be happening over the course of the next couple of months. But guys, that's it for this video here today. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments on all of today's news, of which there was a ton, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.